Hello, my name is Tim Beckham, and I am a 7th grade science teacher in Madison County Middle School in Madison County, Georgia. Our school houses on average around 1,200 students ranging in grades from 6th through 8th. I began teaching 7th grade math and science at West Jackson Middle School in Jackson County, Georgia during the 2006-2007 school year while I was working on my master's in secondary education mathematics. After my first year, I transferred over to Kingsbridge Middle School, a newly built school in Jackson County where I worked for 6 years teaching 6th and 7th grade math and science. While at Kingsbridge Middle School, I finished up my master's from Piedmont University's Athens campus here in Georgia. During my 5 years at Kingsbridge Middle School, I also got certified in gifted education, middle grade science, and K-12 health and physical education. I finished up my 8-year tenure and my last year in Jackson County at East Jackson Middle School. I then moved to Madison County Middle School, where I have been teaching for 9 years. During my time at Madison County Middle School, I have taught 8th grade physical science, 7th grade life science, and 6th grade math. I have also spent 13 total years coaching basketball, and for the past 9 years, I have coached soccer here in Madison County. I decided to pursue an education specialist degree in instructional technology from Kennesaw State in order to continue learning and improving my technology skills in a field that is constantly changing. The title of my capstone project is Nearpod Implementation: Enrichment for Increased Student Achievement. As an educator, I have noticed that we are introduced and trained on new technology every year. But many times after the first training, the technology is no longer utilized. The question I pose to complete my capstone project is, how can I use Nearpod to increase student achievement in 7th grade content areas? After the pandemic and recovering from distance learning due to COVID-19, my district adopted a new learning management system that has been in place for 3 years now. The new learning management program that the district chose was canvassed by infrastructure. By selecting a new learning management program, it presented a need for the science department. The district wanted teachers to understand and implement Canvas in their classrooms, which we have been implementing for the past 3 years. The district assigned mentors to our science department called cadre members who trained us on using Canvas and other applications. There was also a push for this learning platform because our district had moved to a one-to-one initiative. The problem I found with my department was that they relied on one member of the department to know how to use, upload, and run Canvas because they were the only ones with the knowledge to do so. Another task that was set forth by the district was to use blended learning within the classroom. I decided that I wanted to help them create and implement a Nearpod lesson tailored to each content area's needs to show improvement in engagement, student-directed learning, and self-regulation. Over the last several years, the 7th grade content departments have created and implemented many new forms of technology like GimKit, Bookit, and Kami to help support student achievement. And this has helped improve how we implement and provide instruction in a blended learning classroom model. I began the capstone project plan by scheduling a professional development training to discuss the implementation of Nearpod into their curriculums. Collaborating with each of the 7th grade content departments, I was able to work closely with them to create a blended learning module for each content. During our meetings, each data team allowed me to coach them on the Nearpod implementation process. We put all of our resources together to create the best modules possible using Nearpod as our main platform. We used a backward design on the lessons, and we focused first on creating the pre- and post-assessment that would be given. After we were satisfied that the assessments met the standard for the content that each data team was focusing on, I created Google Slides and self-recorded modeling videos to go along with the standards for each team. The videos were used as learning resources to make the experience using Nearpod as easy and fluid as possible. Then the teams worked on creating the lessons, worksheets, and any other resources necessary to help them achieve their desired result. I worked with each team throughout this process to ensure that they were prepared and ready to implement their lesson effectively. Along with the video resources and my coaching instructions, I provided online resources to help with building the lessons if needed. These resources served as either remedial or enriching depending on the need. After coaching the teams through the design, development, and implementation of their lessons, I met with each team to discuss with them the pros and cons of their experience. They shared this information with me and completed a survey that I had them fill out to analyze the strengths and weaknesses that took place. To conclude our work together, I collected and analyzed the results the data teams received to share with them to show the growth and positive increases in motivation and achievement that the students displayed during the lesson. In order to evaluate the effectiveness of my training, coaching sessions, and blended learning modules, I asked the teachers to complete several surveys through Google Forms at key points throughout the process. These were provided after specific professional learning sessions. In the surveys, the teachers were able to evaluate the effectiveness of the training session and coaching session that they partook in. The surveys provided good statistical results that modeled the data team's experience during the project plan. I gave them an additional survey about my coaching because I wanted to see if there were areas in which that I could grow as a coach. Because the surveys were given on Google Forms, teachers were able to complete these surveys in their own time and in the privacy of their classrooms. This gave teachers a chance to share how they felt the trainings went and were able to offer suggestions for future trainings. Along with the surveys, I analyzed the results from the pre- and post-assessments to share with each data team how successful the implementation of using Nearpod was. The Capstone project plan experience was invaluable for me as a teacher trying to continue improving my instructional practices as a coach and teacher. Getting to design and coach a plan to help my colleagues improve their instructional methods was one of my favorite parts of the Capstone experience. I developed excellent skills with creating modeling videos, coaching resources, and digital resources for the teachers in which I was coaching. Getting to work one-on-one with the 7th grade content departments, I was able to directly help the teachers and their students. Coaching and assisting my colleagues with troubleshooting, modeling, and facilitation of Nearpod implementation really made an impact on student achievement and our teacher collaboration. Completing this project left me feeling very successful and confident in my coaching abilities while working with my peers. I enjoyed the fact that our blended learning module showed a great deal of growth after implementing Nearpod. My coaching abilities improved as I modeled and facilitated the use of new digital tools to help my colleagues improve their instructional practices and their students' learning. This capstone was extremely challenging and extremely rewarding, and I learned a great deal about myself. I learned that I can present a professional development and retain the confidence of my peers. This capstone helped me to grow in confidence when coaching other teachers and working with administration to improve the abilities of the staff. I used the skills I learned in this program to create and train my peers with the best research-based instructional practices. I was able to help my colleagues be better at their jobs. The end result of this capstone has shown that I am ready to be a coach when the time calls.